All right, let's talk about something that, well, millions of us do every single day, but we almost never actually talk about it, and that's being part of the silent majority online. People call it lurking, but what's really going on in our heads when we choose to just observe instead of participate?
So, think about it for a second. Do you ever feel like you're kind of a friendly ghost in the digital machine? You're there, you're taking it all in, but you almost never make a sound? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then yeah, this is for you. This right here, this is the core of it. We live in a world that is screaming for engagement. Likes, shares, comments, all of it. So choosing to just watch can feel, I don't know, a little weird, right? But what if it's not weird at all? What if it's actually a sign of something way, way deeper?
That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to take those old kind of negative labels and just toss them out. It's time to reframe this whole habit and see it for what it could be. Not some kind of weakness, but actually a potential strength.
And this is what I'm talking about. This slide really captures that huge shift in perspective. You see, the old story on the left paints this picture of someone who's passive, maybe even a little creepy, like they're hiding. But the reframe on the right, that tells a totally different story. It says, hey, this is an active choice. You're not hiding, you're observing. You're not passive, you're intentional. And this is a big one. You're protecting your own self-worth from the crazy roller coaster of public validation. Now, to really get this, we have to go way, way back. Because this thing we do on our phones and computers, it has incredibly deep roots. Believe it or not, it's not some glitch in your system. It's a feature that has been part of human survival for thousands of years. See, in any group, throughout all of human history, you've always had the warriors. These were our ancestors who survived by doing, by taking direct action, by being right there at the front of the pack. They were the hunters, the leaders, the ones who acted first. But there was always another group, an equally vital one, the watcher. And their survival didn't depend on action. It depended entirely on perception. They thrived by seeing the things that everybody else missed. And here's the crucial part. This was a massive evolutionary advantage. The watcher was the one who noticed that tiny, subtle shift in the wind that meant a predator was nearby. They understood the complex social stuff going on in the tribe before they spoke up, so they avoided conflict. They were the ones who saw the hidden dangers that the charging warriors were about to run right into. Their silence? That was their survival tool. Okay, so how does this ancient watcher instinct pop up today, in our world? Well, modern psychology actually has a name for it. It helps explain why some of us are just more comfortable observing the digital world from, let's say, a safe distance. It's called a high privacy orientation. And listen, this isn't some disorder or a sign of anxiety. No, it's just a personality trait. All it means is that you have a strong, natural instinct to be intentional and in control of your own personal information and how you show up online. Simple as that.
This is really the key takeaway here. This behavior, it's not driven by fear. It's guided by intention. You are the one curating your own digital identity. You get to decide what to share and when to engage and who gets access to your thoughts. And maybe the most important part of all, by observing without constantly needing feedback, you disconnect your own sense of self-worth from the totally unpredictable tide of likes and public opinion. You're just playing a different game, and you're playing it on your own terms.
So when you put it all together, the ancient wisdom of the watcher and the modern psychology of privacy, a whole new picture starts to form. You aren't invisible online. You are highly intentional. You're actually exercising a skill for careful observation. Because that silence isn't a void. It's a space. It's a space for reflection, for understanding, for gathering up all the information before you decide to act. It is a strategic choice to learn from this digital world without letting it completely consume you.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. In an online culture that just rewards constant noise and performance, the quiet observers, the modern-day watchers, they might just be the ones who are learning the most. What are the patterns, the truths, the insights that you can only ever discover when you stop talking and just watch?